do and be amazing, and there might be some times where things happen that we didn't expect.
So we have been in and out of the studio over the last several months, working really sort of delving headfirst into the story of the Tempest.
Stand fast, good fate to his hanging. Make the rope of his destiny your cable.
And then we're also really, as a company, exploring our own stories and experiences within the context of race in the United States, but also within the context of water. And the Chreographic Lab is the place where we're welcoming in community to be a part of all of this creation process. So the original idea of bringing community into our creative process came from this idea that the creative process is a transformative experience. It's an experience where people are able to bring themselves, bring their own experiences and stories, but really learn about each other and learn about the ways in which we're all connected as human beings.
I remember being in the 8th grade, and I went to a predominantly black elementary school, and I remember a lot of my friends and I were on our way walking to a field trip, but we didn't take the bus, we didn't drive, we all walked there, and it started to rain. And I don't know if you've seen black girls with pressed hair in the middle of rain. We were all like looking really silly and ridiculous, just trying to like block the water. And clearly it didn't mean anything to me then, and like, we were safe, our hair was fine. But as I grew up, I realized that like this is really like a deeper, I guess, perception of water, that it reveals a lot of truth. It washes, when you wash your face, it reveals what's really there. You wash yourself, you cleanse yourself with water. And I think it's crazy that we're just, I don't know, I know it seems quite minute that all these girls are just running away from water, but it's kind of like they're running away from their true selves. So yeah, and that's just my connection with it. I don't have anything against like pressed hair, because I do it sometimes too.
So I grew up next to this river, and this river is symbolic to you know, my plight, my family's plight with immigration, and you know, my whole family and I have swam through it illegally to come back to the U.S. So it was beautiful to get to see it. You know, life, it just makes a full circle. So you know, it was beautiful to then like be this old, and now I'm like on tour with a company. You know, living essentially what is my dream, and we finally make it to New Mexico, and I get to see the Rio Grande through the, what canyon was it? And I had only seen the Rio Grande a certain way, and then I saw it, and I was talking to her. I was like, here you are again. Like, I've come to see this side of you now, you know? And it was like, I just felt like I can see all of you. It doesn't matter, like, because I can travel, and I can, it was just a humbling moment. And I think the Rio Grande, like, represents so much of who I am. I
hate getting wet. I hate getting wet in the city, and I never knew what it was. And then I realized in Minneapolis after the story. So, oh my God, we were on the farm, and we would be out farming, and it'd start raining, and I'd be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I hate getting wet. I want to run. But then my boss was like, Richard, you need to address why you don't like getting wet, and you need to just be okay with it. And so every like time it would rain, it'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go get wet, and I'm like gonna go run in the rain. But then I realized that I don't like getting wet because of what it means in Los Angeles. If you're wet in LA, then you don't have a car. You don't have access to be dry. You don't have an umbrella. So it reveals a lot of your socioeconomic status if you have if you're wet or not in Los Angeles.
Where did you get your ideas
of people? But the white man does not understand our ways. He takes the
born of the greater crimes of the white society.
Where did you get your ideas?
The policymakers of the white society have caused the darkness.
Where
they
did you get your ideas?
They structured slums, and they perpetuate.
Oh man, I got a million dreams.
Sometimes in the process, we surprise each other or surprise ourselves and find new discoveries, and we just really felt like this process was something that was really important and shouldn't just be the company moving through it, but actually have it be something that our audiences and our communities can be inside of and have access to also.